On today's episode of MovieMan Reviews, can MovieMan himself venture out into the cold, dark depths of white suburban America and conquer the film that some Christian mothers are calling satanic?
Grandpa's awesome!
He is not awesome! You gave me a machete for my birthday?
Classic Jaeger claimed.
I was 2.
I'm loving this family reunion, but come on, we got a world to save.
We need you to figure this out, otherwise we're doomed. We are doomed!
Wait, seriously?
No, I'm just messing with you.
Didn't see that coming.
And today we have Strange World. So I saw the trailers for this and I wasn't too terribly excited. It just kind of felt like another wonky, zonky Disney adventure film. The trailers made it seem kind of generic, but I was like, I mean, it could be a fun little adventure romp, but I just judged it at base level. But then I heard all the news coming out about it, which is the box office has been kind of suffering with this film, and parents out there are talking about how it's bad representation and how it's glorifying these dark and satanic ideologies. I'm just hearing all this nonsense on the interwebs and Twitter and all this, and just I'm hearing so much back and forth and controversy, and now there's rumors online of how Disney purposefully tried to tank this film before it even got out there. So I knew I had to go see it and give it a go and see what all the fuss was about. First of all, it's a perfectly fine film. The film is directed by a Don Hall, who is no stranger to Disney and its films. I will say my opinion is very varied when it comes to his work, because he did Raya and the Last Dragon, which I thought was a painfully average film at best. Not bad, just average. But then he also did Big Hero 6, and Big Hero 6 is debatedly a very good film that has really cool representation, has a really interesting character, a plot, and just everything from the world building to the characters in that movie was just, I mean, it still holds up, so much so where there's a Disney Plus show about it. So he does films that I've both thought are okay and also really good. In terms of star power, there's actually some pretty big stars. I don't know if I've ever seen Jake Gyllenhaal be a voice actor, but he's like the primary protagonist of this film, so I don't know how you guys feel about him. I like him a lot. And the other 2 stars, I mean, yeah, you could say his son is the other protagonist in a way, but I think it's really about like fathers and sons. So although his son is also a protagonist, I mean, I think the other main one is Dennis Quaid's character, the big burly father and all this. But yeah, this is going to be a short kind of scattered review because I just don't have a lot to say. I mean, I do and I don't, but it's fictional city discovers a plant-based power source, cultivates that through farming. All of a sudden, something's wrong with the power source, so they have to go. The expedition accidentally stumbles upon a whole underground world that has fantastical, crazy creatures and environments. Everything's alive and breathing and thriving and colorful. And then you have just a funny little just Disney adventure story. I think overall it works well for what it is. I mean, Disney has a habit of being kind of either hit or average with me. I don't think they make bad films per se, but I mean, I don't think every film Disney puts out is a good one. I try to put aside my vitriol for their corporation because I just don't like Disney and what they stand for, but I try to support the artists that get a job through Disney and are trying to create and put their arts and passion on the big screen and all that. It's just a fun adventure. I think it's well acted. It's definitely well animated. It looks good, holds up, but it's one of those low to no stakes kind of just gallivanting, going around, and just, you know, we're having a good time. I'm here for the pretty colors, the good characters, and just a fun time. The complaints that are coming out of this film are because the son has a crush on this boy in the town, and if you're a parent dissuading your child from seeing this because of that, or going online and spreading your own agenda and gospel, talking about how this film is like satanic or how it's unclean for any of it, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, it's not even a primary focal point of the film. It's not. they establish he has a crush on this boy, and I like how in the film, anytime that it's brought up, nobody bats an eye. They're like, oh, you like this kid? All right, cool. Well, I hope it all works out. Or they embarrass him in front of the kid a little bit because it's, a dad trying to be a dad. And even the burly grandpa, as soon as he hears it, his smile doesn't even fade. He's like, if you want to impress this boy, I'll tell you what you should probably do. And then, I think all the hate the movie's getting is more than unwarranted. This film's focal point is not a same-sex relationship. And even if it was, big whoop. Shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I hope you dislike this video. I hope you tell me in the comments. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. And the film, guess what? The film doesn't suffer because of it. It's just one small part of this character who is in the movie, and that's it. The movie's still about this big adventure. The movie's more about father-son relationship and generational relationships and differences, and it tackles those pretty well too. How fathers might want one thing for their son or their daughter, in this case a son. Like, fathers raise them in a way to be just like them or to be similar and carry on legacies and all this, but at the end of the day they may be their son and you might be their father, but they are their own person. And it's, if you're raising somebody, if you're raising a child to be the best they can be, you got to understand that they're not going to be a carbon copy of you. They're going to have their own personality and opinions, desires, passions, drives, wants, the whole 9 yards. So this film does a very good job of showing that kind of relationship and tackling it in, I'd say, a pretty healthy way. And of course it's Disney, so it all works out by the end. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say. I mean, this film, I will say the film's nothing extraordinary. I went and I thought it was good. I had a good time. The dog is the best part of the film. I love the dog. The dog, doesn't matter what's going on, that dog literally would be falling to its death, and he's just like, yeah. He's like, it's the best day of my life. And it was also funny, so it was very lighthearted. Some kind of dark stuff happens here in the film, but only a little bit. I mean, one person, I think, and when the expedition first goes south, one person just gets yeeted off of a blimp, and then nobody talks about it, but I'm pretty sure that guy died, so I don't know. There were definitely sequences of peril and some moments of action and excitement. I had a good time, I had a fun time, but it just wasn't anything that had me on the edge of my seat. I wasn't overly rooting for characters. I wasn't heavily invested in the narrative, but I was there. I was digging it. I would say, just to support it, go see it in theaters. I mean, it's fun to see it on the big screen. It looks nice. It's a good movie to take the kids to. But otherwise, I would say from just a film perspective and my personal enjoyment, I could see myself more streaming a film like this. You stream it at home. Definitely still support it though, for sure. I do feel bad because I feel like now it's the box office is tanking for reasons that it shouldn't be tanking. And it was silly because we weren't in a very crowded theater at all. It was a Sunday evening, I think, but there was a guy sitting next to us who he was there alone. Right after the scene where it's revealed that the boy likes the boy, that's when he chose to get up and leave, and that just it just kind of sickens me. It's really, what is so unnatural about it to you? I don't know. I don't want to get on a soapbox here. Is it the best thing Disney's put out in a while? No, but it's a solid, fun, family movie. But it leans more towards the kid side of things in terms of just how I think it is as quality and enjoyment. It has some important things to say. It looked good. It was fun, but it's nothing revolutionary. It doesn't really turn the heads of anybody in terms of narrative at all,